I'm going to explain to you how to level as fast as possible in Escape from Tarkov. So how you level as fast as possible comes up to a few different factors, some being how good and experienced you are at this game, but then another one is about looking ahead and figuring out like what you're going to need ahead of time. Because there's two main ways of leveling in Tarkov, and that is basically playing the game and being good in a nutshell, just to summarize it, and the other one is by going to the traders and then doing the different tasks that they give you, because these give XP. And they'll also unlock different tasks, and you go through all these, task quest lines basically in order to get bonus XP while you're also doing the raids anyway. So you're trying to like stack these with raids and then get items ahead of time so that when you get a new quest, you just have the item ready, or you've already looted it, so you got that requirement done, and you just turn them in or whatever in order to get, just want to min-max that as much as you can. And people who are very experienced at Tarkov already know generally what they need a lot of the time, and so they're kind of like prepping and getting things as they go through kind of just ahead of time. That just speeds things up a ton. Now, once you unlock the flea market, a lot of these will be a lot quicker to do. Not all, but some of them will be quicker to do. But there are some tricks you can do to get you started. For example, Prepor or whatever, his first quest, he wants you to hand over these two MP133 12-gauge shotguns that ideally you would get from scavs. But also, if you hit level 2 and then you go to the mechanic, you'll have a task, and when you accept it, it'll give you this other one that's introduction, which has you go to the woods, and then you'll unlock Jaeger, and Jaeger actually sells the shotguns that you need for this quest, for example. So there's a lot of things you can do. Check the other shots. Maybe you can, if you really know what you're doing, you can save a ton of time with the quest. So look up on like the wiki and things, and do some research ahead of time if you want to be that hardcore. Now, not everyone wants to be that hardcore, and I honestly don't blame you. It's kind of a pain if you're not, if you're brand new to the game to try to go and do research like that. So then what if you're like, okay, whatever quest, whether you're going to do them or not, like what do you do in order to get XP? Well, generally it's going to be going raids and just do good, but there are a few other things you can do real fast before you go in there. Go through here and middle click with your mouse wheel to examine everything that every shop has. This gives 10 XP every time. This gets your first level or two. And that'll get you like your first bit of XP, but long term, it's mainly going to be about getting geared up and going into different raids as either a PMC or a scav, and just trying to kill players, loot, heal, eat things, and just get out alive. A really important thing to keep in mind is that the queue times are so long sometimes that like just the time it takes to get out, put your stuff away, get new stuff on, go over here, go to next, ready up, and then wait for it to load, wait for it to find players, wait for it to start. It takes about 5 minutes or so if you're really fast, maybe even longer. Just to get in and out of a raid or something like that. So it's really important if you're good at Tarkov to stay in a raid as long as possible, kill anything that moves, and loot every single thing that you see. Also, headshots will give you basically double XP for anything you kill. So ideally, you go around and you're just insane at video games. You're just popping people in the head every single time you see them, and just everybody dies. You loot every item, then throw them on the ground or whatever, and rinse and repeat. Now, if you're that kind of player and you think you're that good, then what you're going to want to do is you're probably going to want to go to factory, and you're going to want to just kill everybody in the factory in the 15 minutes, and then as the scavs spawn in, you're just going to headshot all the scavs over and over and over again and loot every single thing, and then leave and rinse and repeat. Because factory's the most condensed, so you're the most likely, if you theoretically could never die and just always headshot everyone and win every single fight, then factory is the fastest way to level, because you can just go through and just you find everyone so fast. There's not like the 10 minutes of running and you just don't see anyone for some reason. You can actually just really quickly hunt people down, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just rack up kills and then extract. And it's important to extract because extract gives you, I think, like a 30% more XP at the end. So ideally, you go to factory, kill everybody, loot everything, extract with a minute or two left to get that 30% extra, and repeat. And that's probably going to be about the fastest way you can do it. And another really important tip, if you're trying to get XP, and mainly you're just trying to get level 15 to get flea market later on, it's too much micromanage to do what I'm about to tell you. But if you're just trying to get that level 15 as quickly as possible, there's this obnoxious thing you can do where whenever you loot somebody, you take every single thing they had, even if you don't want it, and you put it in your bag or somewhere on your person, and then take it back off. So you just go through and say there's something in their bag. You would take an item from their bag, put it on in your pockets or whatever, put it back in their bag. Grab the next one, put it in, take it out. Put it in, take it out. Put every single one into your possession, and then take it out, and each time will give you XP, and that'll add up a lot if you do that, especially on slower maps like Interchange or Woods or something like that, where you're in it for a longer period of time. Factory, maybe you just don't really worry too much about it because you're just in the action so often. But yeah, any of the slower maps, you just do that, and every time depending on what stuff they add, it might be an extra 100, 200 XP for each, kill or something. It just depends. So that's a little trick you can do that'll boost your XP and let you get there a little bit faster. Okay, so let's talk about this from another perspective, though. So, like, what if you're not super, super good at Tarkov? What if, like, you're just an average gamer, basically, and the idea of just winning every single fight like it's absolutely nothing is not something that's necessarily practical feeling for you? Well, then what you could do is you could do budget runs with whatever you want. I don't know. I like going in with just a pistol because it's kind of fun. But, if you have some budget build that you like in order to, like, ration your money and go in with, like, 30K of risk every time or 50K of rubles of risk or something every time, just go and figure out your setup that you want, whatever it is. Bring, like, a cheap backpack or something. I mean, it depends how cheap you want to go. So, like, I usually just buy this thing, throw it on a sling, take a pistol, take an extra mag, and then put some meds in my pouch, and then just go in, and then just rush in, try to headshot scavs, because scavs are relatively easy to headshot, even with a pistol. So there's like some kill, you can rack up some decent kill XP like that. And then I just go to whatever good loot sources I can find, loot everything, even if I can't carry it, do the thing of just putting it in my bag, throwing it away, putting it in my bag, throwing it away, and just do that. And then if after a while of me doing a bunch of that and maybe killing a few scavs or something, or maybe luckily I kill a player, then I just go straight for an extract after like 20 minutes or whatever. Get like 2,000 to 4,000 XP per match if you're lucky or something. And and then if you die, it doesn't really matter. You just rush in, you try to grab a bunch of stuff, and then if it works out, you get out with some stuff. If you die, you die, but you still maybe get like 500 XP or something, kill a scav or two or something. And so then generally what ends up happening with that is it's also a good way if you're really new to learning the game and learning the map. So you'll go in, and what I would recommend if you're going to go the noob route basically to leveling up like that, you just pick a map that you really want to learn that is maybe a medium-sized map. Factory is not going to be good for a new player or someone who's like not super good at Tarkov, but like Interchange is really good. Woods could potentially be good. Customs is okay. Any of these mid-sized maps where you have a lot of room to like, not immediately get forced into a fight with some guy who's fully geared, basically. And then just walk around looking for headshots on scavs and just looting stuff and just get out. And yeah, if you're not as skilled at the game, that's going to be your most consistent path to getting level 15 and unlocking the flea market, or just leveling up in general. But what's so good about this is you'll be able to learn the map. So like, for example, I have a route on Interchange where I just go in with a pistol. I don't even really care. I insure it because I just assume I may just die, whatever. I try to rush into the mall. If I see any scavs, I kill them. And then I go up a certain escalator to an electronics store and loot the electronics store, which not only has a ton of items to pick up, but also has some things I might be able to put in the pouch that are worth a ton of money, like a Tetris or whatever, a graphics card, something like that. Throw that in the pouch. And if I'm not dead by then, just start running through the mall, looting any of the buildings that have a lot of stuff. And so what you'll do is you'll keep doing this until eventually you've learned the map, you've learned all the spots have a ton of loot drops, even if they're not good loot drops. And then you just go, you start planning out routes where you just go on and you run straight to the good loot spot, try to kill anything that stops you or die, repeat, and then get to the first loot spot, loot everything, at least throw it in your inventory and then throw it away if if just for the XP. And then go to the next hotspot, have like a route that you slowly learn. You learn the map, you learn like loot routes and everything. And then next thing you know, you're able to just go into like, say, Interchange, have this perfect route that you run, and you'll be able to just like, not only make money if you get out, but you'll be able to pick up like 2,000 XP of looting XP every single run in like less than 30 minutes on top of anything that you might kill, any scavs you run into or something like that if you get out. So that's like the main way to level up, in my opinion, as someone who's not super hardcore, like CSGO pro type of player in a game like this. And you also can just like combine that strategy with the questing, and you'll be on your way to leveling up pretty darn fast. I mean, it'll take a day or two depending, but it just depends on your skill level at this game. Like if you've been playing this game on the previous wipes, first I don't know why you're even watching this video if you've played the game like tons of times. But if you're like really skilled and you trust that you can go in with like level 4 gear and stuff and just kill everybody and never die, then yeah, you just go hardcore and just do something like Factory where you just farm everybody over and over again. And maybe do occasional side routes to get, rack up quests, get like 3 quests done all in one go in Woods or something like that. And you're going to do something like that. But again, if you're not as skilled, just go for, a map that you want to learn. Just go in and try to do quests and things while also just finding good loot routes that you want to go on and rinse, repeat. Just loot a bunch of stuff, kill a few scavs and get out, repeat, repeat, repeat. It's really all you can do. They don't really have some super cheat way. I tried actually looking to see if there was anybody had some like cheat way to do it. And there's not really any reasonable cheat way to do it. Like, I've theorized about going in with no food and just using the A12s or whatever in order to keep your health up, in order to get healing XP, or, you know, so, but then, like, the cost versus the time, I don't know. Like, there's no, like, actually just insane way to get XP that's like a cheat, basically. But there's something I do want to go quick mention to, which is the stupid idea of taking A12s with you and then having no food. So letting your food run out, and then sitting there in the raid, just popping A12s as the lack of food does damage to you. And you'll be able to use A12s off cooldown and be able to, I don't know, it's not even like that crazy XP, but it's definitely expensive before you have the flea market. But you could sit there and theoretically, you know, use an A12 every minute or something, like 100 XP a minute maybe, or something like that, which is not going to be as good as being a really good Tarkov player and just killing players and looting and doing all the actual in-game mechanics. But it was worth a mention. I just wanted to mention that this is actually a thing and it actually does work. It's just whether or not that's something you'd even consider doing or want to spend your rubles on. But there you have it, guys. That's everything about how to level up faster in Escape from Tarkov. I'm sorry there's not some super insane cheat way to do it. As far as I'm aware, I couldn't find any. I tried looking around, I couldn't find anything insane. But those things, those tips and tricks and different methods I gave you are generally going to be your best bet, depending on whether you're an extremely skilled player or whether you're like not so skilled or just average or whatever, like I am at this game, you know, then, you know, it changes which way is going to be the best way for you. But hopefully it helps you out. Now you know how to level up fast in Escape from Tarkov.